Greetings, people of YouTube, fellow artists and art connoisseurs, and just anyone who's interested in art. This is Ricky with Ricky K Arts. I wanted to step away from the sketchbook tours and everything for just a minute and show some of my older art, because I mainly paint in watercolor now and sketch in watercolor now, but before that, I did a lot of acrylics, and I don't think I've ever showed any acrylics on the channel. So, without further ado, I wanted to show some of my older art. Some of the first art I ever made, so please be gentle with me. It was a learning phase, and I'm still learning. I think any artist, no matter how much they've learned, is always still learning. But our first picture here is actually a watercolor. I know I said acrylic, but there's a lot of watercolor here too. But my first one is a watercolor, and it's actually one of my favorite watercolors that I've done, thus being in a frame. It's one of my original characters. She's a witch. I haven't quite settled on a name yet. I call her Robin the Witch, but I don't know if that'll be a permanent name or just for now. And this is the first acrylic painting I ever painted. I followed along with the Art Sherpa here on YouTube, actually, to make this. And I don't know, I'm pretty proud of it for my first painting. And I do have to recommend anyone who's looking to get into acrylic painting, the Art Sherpa here on YouTube. Absolutely amazing teacher. She breaks it down in simple terms and simple shapes and ways that it's just easy for anybody to learn. Anybody. I had no artistic skill before I started this. Some would say I still have no artistic skill, but that's the first acrylic painting I've ever done. Here's another one that I don't know, I kind of tried to play around with the idea of the girl in the rain, and I don't like it as much. It's a little more abstract, a little more colorful. Story behind this is I got some golden paint. I don't know, I always wanted some. I mainly paint with Liquitex paint, but I got some golden brand paint, and I just really wanted to try those colors out. And I like it. I have to say I do prefer the golden over the Liquitex. And I'm sorry for any noise that's coming through. I'm filming outside. It's a lot easier than my dogs constantly barking and my roommates constantly interrupting me. Here's another cityscape painting. I don't know if you can hear my dog in the background. She's screaming because I left the house. But if it is, I'm very sorry. And here's another acrylic, just a cityscape. Pink, a lot of pink. I don't know if it'll show through as good. I'm outside. I'm hoping the lighting is good because I'm out here, but see, I got some dirt on it there where it's old. It's an old painting. Here's one of my first attempts at like something abstract, I guess you would say. And it's another one of those situations. I really wanted to try my golden paint out. I wanted to see what I could accomplish with it. And I actually love the consistency of this. It's so smooth. Compared to some of my acrylics that feel rough, this one's just so smooth. And I'm a huge X-Files fan, so I made the I Want to Believe poster from Mulder's office into a acrylic painting. And this I did do with the Liquitex paint. But I want to say this was the third or fourth painting I ever did. But I don't know, I really like it. Like I said, I'm a huge X-Files fan, and I always wanted one of those I Want to Believe posters, so I said, you know what? The hell with it, let's just paint one. And here's my witch character again, in acrylic. Like I said, I think I'm going to call her Robin the Witch, but nothing is set in stone, really. And here's another. I don't want to say it is or isn't finished. I love how it looks now, but I would like to add more to it. I don't have a name for it, don't know if it's finished, but I just wanted to show it. This is something I actually painted really recently, like 2 days ago. And actually here in a couple days, I'm hoping to release another sketchbook tour. I'm so close, 4 or 5 pages from finishing a sketchbook. But this is where I put most of my like loose sheet art, whether it was acrylic on paper or watercolor on paper, mostly watercolor on paper. This is what I put it in. And I've got all my paint info here. You know, I think it's important for every artist, in my opinion, or painter, to keep track of what your paint can and can't do, what it will and won't mix like, but that's all that is. Okay. There is Rick's portal gun from Rick and Morty, done in acrylic on paper. And one of my first, I think that's a watercolor attempt. That is an acrylic. Trying to paint the moon in acrylics, and I don't know, I guess this was, like a cliff, and I should have done more with this. I don't know, like I said, some of my first art, I like it, but it's a little plain. My, crazy looking dollar bill here that I never really finished. I wanted to add more to it, but never finished. Mario Piranha Plant. That's really the only thing to see there. More of the girl in the red dress. The art Sherpa really got me into drawing this girl with the red dress. This one right here, if I'm not mistaken, I used like glow-in-the-dark paint right there. I hate that I can't. Maybe one day I'll get it in the dark and show you guys some of that glow-in-the-dark paint, but I don't know. You gotta like charge it in light, and it just doesn't really glow well enough to matter. It's just kind of messing around. Don't know what I was doing there. I think I was going for a butterfly, and then I just turned it into a tree. This was with watercolor pencil, and I think this is the only thing I've done in watercolor pencil because I hate them. One day, maybe I will learn how to use them. I'm sure it's my fault, not the watercolor pencils. And I'm sorry for this dirty old drab building. It's one of the storage buildings in our backyard. I figured it was far enough away that I couldn't hear the dogs scream, but I still do. And I'm sorry if that's coming through on the on the video. I still hear them there. I can't leave my dog for a minute, and she starts bawling. So I'll hurry this along so I can get back to her. This is like a two-part painting. Like, if you move it up, it kind of connects, but it's not good. It's, like I said, some of my first art, so not the cream of the crop here. Got a Itachi sitting on a light pole on the moon. Wish I could have centered that more. I did another acrylic of this, but I think I gave it to a friend. Acrylic trees, and yeah, just acrylic trees. More glow-in-the-dark stuff. A bad image of Goku using a spirit bomb. Rick from Rick and Morty. This was one of the first things I did with watercolor. I used those chalky watercolors from like a watercolor kit before I got my own decent watercolor. This is very dark, and I don't know if it's going to show up good. It's like a tree and something black, and like I said, I didn't think much when I first got the paint. I just wanted to paint. This right here is made with that glow-in-the-dark paint, and it doesn't glow for shit. There's a Squanchy, and there's the sketch for the Itachi painting I did. I wanted to add blood behind the moon, but I don't guess I did in the finished product. Birdman, rest in peace, Birdman. Phoenix Man coming soon, I hope. Now I think we're going to get into a lot of watercolor. This is where I started doing some more watercolor to put in here. Oh, well. YouTube, don't get on me, YouTube. There's nothing there. But, guy in the woods, I'm thinking. Another guy in the woods. Sorry for having to turn back and forth and portrait mode to landscape mode on the book here. Girl with the sides of her head shaved. Robot woman. Orange guy. Don't really know what I was going for here. I guess just a forest scene. Young girl. Maybe young Robin there. Robin the Witch, my OC. I believe that's what I was doing here. I believe this is young Robin. Female Jeff the Killer. Don't know why. More trying to learn faces, trying to learn anatomy, like looking different ways. There's Toga, Himiko Toga. Something very abstract. I don't even know what I was going for there. This is my old dog, unfortunately, who is no longer with me. She passed away many years ago, about 10 years ago, but I wanted to do a painting of her. There's a cat on a fence in the moonlight. God, I know the name of this game. I loved it for so long, and now it's slipping my mind. Hollow Knight. Like a Hollow Knight fan art thing. There's a crystal, like a crystal decaying. I don't know if you can see it, but she's good up top, and then she kind of starts to decay and break away down here. Girl eating cotton candy. Actually, from a picture that I got from a friend's picture. This is, I'm sorry about the sniffing. It's kind of cold out here. And this is just, I don't know. I remember that I didn't want to get this stuff on her face, but after it started getting dirty, I was like, okay, maybe she's like a mechanic, works on tanks in wartime. I don't know. Fire, always fun. A tomato, for no reason. This guy I just painted recently. I don't really know what to call him or say about him, but there he is. This I actually just painted last night. I don't know if it's going to show through, but that bat is done with silver ink. I really like that bat, and plus there's silver ink on the background. And the face is white because she's wearing like one of those Halloween masks, one of those cheap Halloween masks. I don't know if that shows through good, but her face is actually whiter than her body, even though she's pretty pale. And that's the end of that. Then I've got just color swatches back here. Here's some of the bigger pieces. Go ahead and go through them. Here's just a girl with her hands in her pocket. Looks pretty relaxed. Reeves gouache. See if there's any more art in here. Oh, self-portrait from way long ago. Don't want to even pull that out. That's embarrassing. Frankenstein. I haven't looked through this in so long, and I'm just, there's a tree running through the forest. Oh, there's the painting of my orange guy before I, did the other version of it. Bubbles. Painted Bubbles, and I think this is all just practice stuff, actually. There's my squid from Mario. Girl with pink hair. Smeargle, one of my favorite Pokemon. Probably my favorite Pokemon. And that is it. I would like to thank you all for sitting through my 12-minute now video of my artwork. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around. Get the hair out of my mouth where the wind's blowing it. Thank you all very much. This is Ricky from Ricky K Arts. I hope you enjoyed. If you feel inclined to, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again here in a couple days for another sketchbook tour. Thank you, and y'all have a lovely day.